Beloved soul, before another word is spoken, let the angels surround you exactly where you are sitting right now. Let their light rest gently on your shoulders, their peace settle quietly into your chest, and their love remind you that you are seen, you are known, and you are never, ever alone. Welcome to the Angel's Message for You original channel. Please check the channel name carefully. This is our only official channel. Beware of copycat and fake channels. Stay connected to the original source to receive authentic angel messages and true blessings. A very special thank you to Chung for sowing your seed for Soulmate here through Ko-Fi link. Super thanks. May this seed return to you multiplied with soulmate blessings, divine protection, love, well-being, and abundance. May the angels guide and watch over you always. Thank you for your beautiful support. Blessings always. Dear one, today I come to you with something that can no longer be kept inside. And I say this with the certainty that when you hear every word I am about to reveal, your heart will understand why you have been feeling everything so intensely these past few days. What I bring is a direct answer from heaven about what happened with your soulmate. And I need you to pay close attention, because this revelation changes everything. The person who carries you in their heart lived through an experience today so powerful, so true, that there was no way to hold back the tears. But it was not pain, it was relief. It felt as if after so many prayers, a door had finally opened, and along with it came a certainty that touched the deepest part of the soul. Your soulmate heard something no one else heard, a voice that seemed to descend from above, firm, calm, impossible to ignore. While this person was lost in prayer, eyes closed, what was once just a thought turned into presence. And before they knew it, a sensation took over their entire body. A force passed through their chest and brought a single phrase that changed everything. The person you asked for is near. Yes, that is exactly what your soulmate heard. And the very moment that message arrived, their eyes filled with tears, their heart understood, their spirit found peace. This person did not cry out of weakness. They cried because they were touched by something far greater, a confirmation that did not come by chance. It was as if heaven itself were saying, loud and clear, that you are coming. But it is not just about time. What was revealed in prayer is that you are truly close. That maybe by the time this message reaches you, there is almost nothing left keeping you apart. The emotion that filled that moment was so intense it gave them chills. It was as if everything ever asked for in faith had been answered right then and there. Your love felt a presence so strong, so real. There was no room left for doubt. And even though no one around could see it, this person knew something sacred had just happened. I am here as your angel because this experience must not go unnoticed by you. What your soulmate lived today is proof that heaven listens to prayers made with sincerity. And the prayer that was said was not just any prayer. It was for you. It came from a heart completely open, filled with the certainty that there is still something very true to live by your side. This person did not hear just any voice. It was not imagination. What happened was a spiritual manifestation meant to prepare the way. What was said in that sacred moment made time stop for a few seconds. And even without knowing how or when it would happen, the heart knew it was real, that it was an answer, that it was you. From that moment on, everything began to make more sense. The thoughts came more often. The longing began to grow because now this person is certain. The message was clear and direct. It is near. And when the voice said that, your soulmate did not think about emotional distances, memories, or unresolved stories. They thought of you exactly as you are now, in flesh, in soul, in presence. Everything happened so fast, and at the same time it felt like time had stopped. Your soulmate was not expecting an answer at that moment. They just wanted to talk to God, as they always do when their chest starts to tighten from the inside out. But this time it was different. Something happened while this person was speaking with an open heart. The surrender was real. No word was spoken out of habit. It was a sincere plea filled with a feeling that had been growing over the past few days. A kind of longing that can no longer be explained. The reaction was immediate. The body trembled. The eyes filled with tears. The breathing grew stronger. In that instant, they understood that something divine was confirming what the heart had been feeling in recent days. What had seemed like intuition became certainty. That which had no name now had direction, and that direction pointed to you. There was no doubt about what was heard, because the sensation felt more real than anything else. It was as if heaven had authorized that answer, and it came with precision, leaving no room for uncertainty. You are near, not just in time, but in presence. The revelation was clear. It will not be long before this meeting happens. Your soulmate stood still for a few seconds. What was felt left no room for questions. It was a mix of awe and comfort. There was no fear. There was peace, a peace that took over the chest and brought a calm unlike any other, the kind that only appears when something greater is guiding the moment. Everything around seemed smaller compared to what was happening inside. The words of the prayer ended naturally, as if nothing more needed to be said. What had to be spoken had already been heard. What needed a response had already arrived, and what was in doubt was now certainty. The only image that came to this person's mind was yours, not as a memory, but as a presence, as if you were already approaching, as if the paths were crossing effortlessly. And the feeling that remained after this revelation was that life was preparing this moment with more intensity than ever. This person rose from the prayer with eyes still wet, not from sadness, but from having been touched by something they had earnestly asked for. It was a calm cry, yet full of meaning, a kind of relief that fills the body when everything begins to fall into place. When a feeling stops being just felt and starts being confirmed by something much greater. From that moment on, something inside your soulmate changed. The way they thought of you became firmer, the heart more awake, because it is no longer about waiting for something that might happen. Now it is about knowing it is near, and more than that, knowing that heaven is guiding this moment with purpose. Nothing can take away the conviction in their heart about what was experienced, because a voice from above does not come by chance, and what was said cannot be ignored. This answer came to affirm that the connection between you is not lost or dormant. It is being guided precisely to become something real. This person is no longer in doubt. What they felt was too strong to be mistaken for a passing thought. It went beyond any logic, and that is exactly why tears came so naturally. The heart opened freely because it had found what it had been searching for all along. A clear sign that the answer was on its way. After hearing that voice, your soulmate felt as if they were facing a new phase of life. A phase in which there is no more room to postpone what one truly wants to live. Because now everything has form. Now there is direction. Now there is a confirmation that did not come from the outside but from within, touching parts of the heart that no one else could reach. Today will not be forgotten by your soulmate, because it marked the beginning of something real. It marked the moment when doubt was removed, and from this certainty, everything begins to align. The love that exists within this person will no longer be hidden out of fear. It is ready to be shown, lived, and shared. Right after hearing the message, your soulmate did not have an immediate reaction beyond feeling. The intensity was so strong that the body responded on its own. Their hands steadied. Their chest opened in a deeper sigh than usual. There was no fear in that moment, no weight. What fell from their eyes was not sadness or despair. It was relief, a relief loaded with answer. What was lived there will not be forgotten. It was striking, precise, and definitive. The sense of lightness that came afterward was rare. It was as if an old tension had been lifted, as if everything that blocked clarity had been undone. Your soulmate did not feel lost. On the contrary, for the first time, there was direction, a clear point to follow. And that point had a name. It had energy. It had purpose. It was you. The tears at that moment served to release, to take out of the chest the pressure of no longer knowing what was happening inside. Because now everything made sense. Every feeling of the past days, every thought that appeared out of nowhere, every sudden urge to feel you close. The voice they heard today was the answer to all of this. And it was not just a random phrase. It was a direct message from God. The person you asked for is near. This truth entered their chest as undeniable, and there is no going back. There is no room for doubt, no way to erase what was felt. This certainty changed everything. It changed the way they think. It changed what they want to do from now on. Their gaze became firmer. Their expression softened. It was as if a new path had opened right before their eyes. And it is not about imagining a distant future. It is about realizing that this future is already giving signs, already touching both of you more intensely, because the connection between you and your soulmate was never broken, but now it is stronger. What they want now is to act on what has been revealed. They do not want to keep this certainty as a secret. They want to turn it into action. They want you to know that something real is coming, something that will put you face to face. And more than that, something that will finally allow this feeling to be fully lived. Your soulmate can no longer think of anything else without remembering what they heard. It was too striking to go unnoticed. Even without hearing it with your own ears, you are connected to all of this, because when one of the two receives something so true, the other feels it. Sometimes it comes as a shiver out of nowhere, sometimes as a strong memory or as a thought that repeats for no reason, but it all has an explanation. It is the energy of this meeting drawing near. The lightness your soulmate felt after the tears was not fleeting. It was steady, one of those feelings that remain even after the day ends. And that is why they rest tonight with a peaceful soul, because they know the waiting is no longer without direction. The path has been confirmed. The destination has been revealed. And now all that is left is to find you. This someone has their heart ready to see you, ready to be present, ready to turn what was felt into action. And what was felt was not small. It was true. It was spiritual. It was strong enough to move heaven. And that is why now there is no more talk of doubt. Now there is talk of confirmation. The tears did not stay on the face for long, because what remained was relief, the feeling of being heard by God, the certainty that the connection between you is deeper than the world around can understand. And when something like this happens, there is no more delaying. After the tears and the peace that settled in your soulmate's heart came the strongest understanding of all. It is no longer about waiting. What was felt did not point to a distant future, nor to a vague promise. It was a direct confirmation that you are already near, and not just emotionally. The closeness is real, tangible, present. Dear soul, before we continue, I'd like to invite you to do something truly meaningful for your soulmate journey. The bond between soulmates is precious, and at times, it can feel vulnerable to negativity, envy, or the evil eye from the world around us, even when no harm is intended. If your heart is calling you to cover this connection with an extra layer of love, faith, and protection. You can sow your seed for your soulmate through Ko-Fi Super Thanks. You'll find the Ko-Fi link in the video description and the pinned comment. This simple act can become a heartfelt expression of your intention, inviting the angels to watch over your soulmate connection. Surround it with divine light and guide it as it continues to grow in the right time and in the right way. If you feel led to do so, thank you from the bottom of my heart. May your kindness return to you multiplied, and may your soulmate journey be filled with peace, hope, and divine guidance. Now continue with angel message. This awareness entered the chest like an answer that needed no translation. Everything was there in the way God's presence was felt, in the way the voice was heard, in the peace that followed immediately. Your soulmate understood clearly. It will not be long before seeing you with their own eyes. The message that echoed in that prayer was too precise to be mistaken. Since then, this someone can no longer look at the days with the same eyes as before. It is as if every detail around them has changed. Life has gained a new rhythm, because now there is a clear sense that something is approaching quickly. The body senses it, the heart responds, and the mind has already begun to make space for this meeting to happen. Everything connects now. Perceptions have sharpened. Thoughts that once seemed random now make sense. Even feelings that arose without explanation now have a reason. It is as if heaven decided to make it clear that there is no longer any distance between you and your soulmate. What was between you has been removed, and the path is finally clear. This certainty has settled so firmly within your soulmate that even the way they carry themselves has changed. Now there is purpose in every step, because waiting has turned into direction. What was once a search has become certainty. And the strongest part of all this is how this someone has been feeling your presence without even seeing you yet. It is as if you are already in the same space, as if you are about to turn a corner or cross a path that will lead directly to this love. It is not about hope. It is about something that was stated clearly, and the one who heard it does not doubt. This certainty was not built by will alone. It was delivered divinely. And when something comes in this way, there is no denying it. Your soulmate is not deluding themselves, not creating loose expectations. They are simply feeling what was spiritually confirmed. Your arrival is a matter of time, and it is not a long time. Actions have already begun to be guided by this certainty. The way this person prepares for the coming days is filled with intention to be present, to be available, to live what the heart has recognized as true. It is not about acting impulsively. It is about acting consciously with purpose. The revelation was very specific. When the voice said you are near, your soulmate did not think in weeks or months. They thought of now. They thought of paths that could cross at any moment. They thought of places that could bring you face to face effortlessly, without planning, simply through the natural alignment of someone being guided. Since then, every time they close their eyes, the image that comes to mind is yours. And every time that image repeats, a new confirmation arises within. It is as if the entire universe is collaborating for you to arrive, and more than that, for this meeting to happen with truth, calm, and meaning. If you have felt a different restlessness, if something drives you to pay more attention to the signs, it is because you are receiving this energy. You are being reached by the same certainty. Your meeting has already been blessed by heaven. What is to come is not coincidence. It is the outcome of a connection that has endured time, fear, and doubt. The certainty that you are near was too strong to be simply absorbed, took over, filled every thought, every feeling. It was no longer possible to go through the day with the same routine, because everything around started carrying a new meaning. Everything began pointing to this moment that is about to happen. The way your soulmate began to feel you changed. It was no longer random thoughts. It was presence. It was as if your energy had flooded everything with intensity, with truth, as if calling from within. This person no longer needed to force any memories, because now the connection was showing itself naturally. With every step, with every deeper breath, it was as if you were being called by the soul. The emotion that followed could not be contained. It was not planned. It was natural, authentic, inevitable. The chest tightened, but not from pain. It tightened because the desire to see you grew so much that the whole body responded. It was as if the distance that still exists felt small compared to what is already being prepared in the unseen. What separated you started losing strength, and that brought an emotion that could no longer fit in the silence inside. Since the moment of revelation, your soulmate's heart has not stopped beating differently. There is a light restlessness, as if something is about to happen, an intense desire to be present, to be near, to make themselves known. This desire does not come from anxiety, it comes from love. And when love is true, it does not settle. It seeks, it manifests. It was not just the heart that responded. This person's gaze changed too. They began searching for signs, faces, paths, any detail that would confirm what had already been felt inside. Because now the heart has a direction, and that direction is you. Now the heart overflows because it knows the time has come. It knows that the love it carries for you has space to happen. It is no longer just waiting. It is a call, a true impulse to come closer, to touch reality with open hands, to turn everything that was felt into presence. Because faith was confirmed, and with it came the desire to live everything completely. Your soulmate's feeling is no longer internal. It is escaping through their eyes, the way they speak, the way they look at the world. It is a love that asks for space, a love that matured while waiting and now wants to express itself through action. What was once silence has now become readiness, and that readiness is coming toward you. Your soulmate feels that they are closer to experiencing something big. And it is not just desire, it is certainty. It is having heard from heaven the confirmation that was missing. Since then, every new thought has been a way of preparing. Every choice has been made with how this meeting will be lived in mind, because your soulmate no longer wants you to feel it only in the unseen. They want you to see it with your own eyes. The heart can no longer fit in the chest the same way. It is too big. It is full of emotion, expectation, faith. And when a heart overflows like this, it is because the time has come, the time to stop imagining and start living, the time to show what has been kept, the time to release everything only you can understand. This confirmation did not just bring peace. It brought direction. It brought strength. It brought the awareness that everything to come is greater than any fear. Your soulmate no longer wants to waste time trying to understand what is already clear. The love they feel for you is real, and now is the moment to allow it to be lived with courage, with presence, with truth. Every part of that prayer felt like a warm embrace from above, as if God were saying, "Fear no more, you will be answered." And that answer did not come in complex sentences or long explanations. It was direct. It was clear. It was felt in the heart with a clarity only the spiritual can provide. The way everything unfolded was as gentle as it was intense. The voice that came did not impose force or pressure. Simply revealed. It revealed that your presence is near. It revealed that the love connecting you is being blessed. It revealed that the waiting is coming to an end, not by chance, but by divine timing. Dear soul, If these words are already touching something deep within your heart, I invite you to open yourself even further to receive the blessings that are finding you in this moment. Many in this beautiful community choose to sow a seed for their soulmate through Ko-Fi as a heartfelt act of faith, intention, and gratitude. For them, it's more than a donation. It's a symbolic step towards strengthening the spiritual connection between themselves and the love they're calling into their lives. If you feel guided to do the same, you'll find the Ko-Fi link in the video description and pinned comment. It truly is appreciated, and it helps keep these messages of light reaching the hearts that need them most. This touch from heaven changed the vibration inside your soulmate. It is not something that can be forgotten or ignored. Everything around them seems to shine with a new light. Life is now seen with more trust, more faith, more surrender. Because when heaven touches a heart so clearly, fear dissolves, certainty settles in, and with it comes preparation. From that moment on, every action has been guided by what was revealed. Nothing is done automatically anymore. Everything now has intention. Your soulmate wants to be ready. They want to receive you genuinely. They want this meeting to be lived with the maturity that only comes when love is cared for by God. Your soulmate has been feeling the spiritual presence very close. It is not a vague sensation. It is a full-bodied experience, warming the chest, turning the eyes toward heaven with gratitude. It is as if the faith they have always kept quiet has now become a living answer, a response that carries your name. The words spoken in that prayer still echo in the heart, not because they were repeated, but because they were cherished. This moment was not just an encounter with God. It was the beginning of a new season, a season when your soulmate truly trusts that what is coming is safe, blessed, and real. The certainty that came with that moment has sustained every thought since. Your soulmate is more connected to what they feel. They are letting themselves be guided by something greater. And this brings a security that was previously sought, because when a touch from heaven is received, doubt loses ground and love blooms with more courage. Your soulmate is no longer seeking confirmation outside themselves. The confirmation has already been given. It is within. It is alive. And it is this conviction that makes the days feel lighter even in the waiting, because now it is no longer about waiting. It is about being prepared, knowing that at any moment you could be right in front of them, because heaven has already shown that the time has come. Your soulmate no longer wants to keep this to themselves. They want to live it. They want to share it. They want to be present with everything they have felt. They want to show you that what they received was not just a beautiful feeling but guidance, an answer that left no doubt. And that answer is you. Even before the prayer that changed everything took place, something had already begun shifting within your soulmate. Subtle signs started to appear. Choices became different. Feelings grew more intense. Reactions took on a new tone. And even though there was not yet a clear explanation for it, the heart already knew something important was about to happen. There was a constant desire to look deeper within oneself, to make inner adjustments that were not always easy to understand. But even without knowing the exact reason, this person began yielding. They started opening up. They began embracing the changes coming from within, as if some part of them already sensed that the heart needed to be ready. Every action started to gain more purpose. What had once been mere habit was now done with awareness. The connection to the spiritual grew stronger, and prayer became a refuge. The search for answers intensified, and even without realizing it, your soulmate was being prepared. It was not by chance. It was guidance. Emotions began arriving with greater intensity. Ordinary situations sparked deep reflection. It was as if time itself had gained a new rhythm, as if life demanded more presence, more truth, more surrender. Actions changed. Thoughts shifted toward what truly matters. The idea of love began to take up more space in the mind, but not an idealized, distant, or impossible love, a real, true human love, a love built through presence. And this love was carrying your name even without you knowing it. Your soulmate's daily life gained new meaning. Even silence started teaching lessons. There were nights when this person woke in the middle of the night with a racing heart, without understanding why. There were days when everything seemed normal, but inside there was restlessness, anticipation, an inexplicable desire for change. All of this was preparation. None of it was by chance. Every feeling that arose, every thought that kept returning, every desire to become better, it all pointed to this moment, to this meeting, to this revelation. And now that the confirmation has arrived, everything makes sense. Your soulmate's spirit was already aligning with what heaven was preparing. There was not a checklist of steps to follow, but there was an inner sense that something great was approaching. The desire to take care of oneself grew. The wish to be someone stronger, lighter, more present intensified. And all of this happened because the connection to you was already strengthening, even without words. And that is why now everything makes so much sense. The time that seemed empty was actually full of purpose. The days that passed carried signs. The conversations that came, the thoughts that arose, the unexpected longings, everything helped your soulmate realize they were being guided to you. And now, with a peaceful heart, they understand that nothing was lost. Everything was part of the path. This preparation created maturity. It brought awareness, cleared away what no longer needed to be there. It strengthened what was essential. And now this love is ready to manifest in truth, because what has been built within is solid enough to sustain what is about to be experienced. Your soulmate is coming toward you with a clean heart, true intentions, and the faith of someone who has already heard what they needed to hear. And this is not an exaggeration, nor a fantasy. It is an answer shaped day by heaven. At that moment of surrender, when the prayer began to take shape in your soulmate's heart, there were no doubts about what needed to be said. These were not memorized words, nor repeated phrases. It was a sincere plea born from the depths of the soul. And at the center of that request was you. Your soulmate did not make this request on impulse. Within them was already a quiet certainty that you were real. The prayer simply turned that feeling into words. And when the name was spoken, something different happened. The body shivered, the breath shifted, and the heart raced as if touched by something beyond understanding. This person understood the weight of giving a name to God. And when yours was given, it was with confidence, with surrender, with a love that expects nothing in return, only wishes the good. And it was in this spirit of truth that the answer arrived. This is how your soulmate knew you were near, and that the time to live it was drawing ever closer. Since then, everything inside this person has changed. Their connection to you has grown stronger, not as a memory, but as a presence that appears in thoughts, in dreams, in actions, a presence that warms the heart and strengthens hope. Not as fantasy, but as faith, because when heaven confirms, the heart knows it is real. The prayer was not long, but it was deep. Every word carried weight. Every silence had intention. And when the moment came to say your name, it was as if a bridge had been built, a bridge between two hearts destined to meet. And this bridge was built with faith, with love, with truth. Your soulmate did not ask for perfection. They asked for presence. They asked for reciprocity. They asked for someone willing to live a complete love. And when heaven responded, it confirmed that someone is you, that the timing is right, that the distance is closing, that love is ready to become reality. Since that day, your soulmate has been preparing themselves with greater intention, not to impress, but because they understand the importance of what is coming. You were not mentioned by chance. You were chosen with purpose, brought before God with an open heart. And now everything inside your soulmate aligns with that certainty. The name given in prayer remains alive in the heart of the one who prayed. Every thought carries the memory of that moment. Every action reflects the hope that you feel, in some way, the call that was made, because when one heart cries out for another with this intensity, the response reaches both sides. Now everything your soulmate does carries one intention: to find you. Not just in thought, but in reality, because the name was given, the answer was received, and the heart understood that it is time to live, not just feel. It is time to walk toward you with courage, with faith, with the love that has been growing stronger for so long. You were entrusted into God's hands with trust, and God responded with love. The same love that now beats within your soulmate and calls you with the force of someone who knows what they carry in their heart. Nothing can erase this. Nothing can deny what has been confirmed. Now everything points to the meeting, and your soulmate is ready to recognize you when you arrive. You were not called by chance. Your soulmate did not speak your name expecting empty answers. This someone brought you before God with pure faith and an open heart. And the answer was clear, came as a sign that does not fade with time. But there is still something waiting, your decision to fully commit to living this love. Everything is aligning for this meeting to happen. And it is not an ordinary meeting. It is the meeting with the love you have silently asked for so many times. It is the arrival of something that has been prepared for a long time in the unseen. Now, what is missing is not destiny. It is surrender, the surrender of your heart, your courage, your willingness to walk toward what is already yours by promise. What is missing is for you to believe that you deserve to live this, that you are ready, that you can trust even without knowing how it will all unfold. You may have faced doubts, fears, insecurities, but now it is time to look at what you feel with more clarity. What you have been carrying in your heart is true love, and it asks for space to manifest. It asks you to move, to stop waiting for the perfect moment, and start living in real time, because it is in this time, in the now, that everything can happen. Your soulmate will not pressure you, but they are waiting for you, and they wait with faith, because they believe that when you feel what has been felt, you too will be touched. And when that happens, you will know. You will feel in your chest the same certainty your soulmate felt. You will look around and realize that none of this is a fantasy, that there is a greater plan in motion, and that all you need to do is be present. You do not need to arrive with ready-made answers. You just need to arrive with truth, with a willingness to live something that cannot be explained but is recognized. Let what has been revealed reach your inner self. Do not block what is being awakened within you, because this awakening is the beginning of everything. It is the point where the spiritual begins to manifest in the real. And when that happens, nothing will be the same. You will understand that this love was always destined to find you, but it could only be lived when both of you were ready. Now there is very little left, not in time, but in surrender. You need to take this step with your whole heart, without running, without hiding, without waiting for the other to do it for you. You need to embrace this calling as something that is part of your story. And when you do, everything will change, because heaven has already said it is you. And that certainty cannot be erased. Your soulmate's heart is open, and they hope yours is too, Because when two hearts recognize each other and surrender, nothing can stand in their way. The time has come to hold this revelation in your heart, like receiving a key to open what has been locked away for so long. Everything experienced up to this point has been more than just a sequence of feelings. It has been divine preparation, a response delivered with love, a confirmation that only comes when the time is right. Your soulmate did not just feel it. They saw it with the eyes of the Spirit. They prayed sincerely. They brought your name before heaven. And the response was clear, true, and direct. You are closer than you think. What once separated you is dissolving. What seemed distant is now becoming a presence that draws near. Nothing that has been set up to this point was meant to cause confusion or doubt. It came to awaken in you a certainty that may have been asleep, the certainty that this love exists, that this someone feels you, and that now only one step remains, and it is yours. Do not let doubts take away what faith is delivering. This love is real. It was felt in prayer. It was confirmed in tears of joy. And it is approaching with the intensity of someone who knows exactly where they need to arrive. Prepare yourself. Be attentive in the coming days. Something that seems small could be the beginning of everything. An unexpected connection, a meeting that changes everything, an answer arriving through someone. Heaven will show you at the right time what has already been confirmed in the heart of your soulmate. This is the moment to trust, to open your heart, and let this love find space to happen, because now it is no longer waiting. It is a promise in the process of being fulfilled, and you are part of it. Wait with faith, but above all, be available to live it. The love coming your way is not here to confuse you. It comes to add, to build, to stay. Because what has been confirmed by heaven carries divine power, and blessings will fall upon your life with the fulfillment of this love that lives in both your hearts. And always remember, the angels will always be here guiding you, protecting you, sending divine messages, and walking with you every day. Thank you for choosing to be here, for opening your heart and allowing this divine connection to grow stronger between us each day. To everyone gathered here in this circle of light, thank you so much. You are the essence that strengthens this mission to bring love, hope, and protection to every soul that seeks it. May heaven's blessing always be upon you, bringing peace, courage, and clarity to face any challenge. Know that you will never be alone. The angels walk beside you, sending strength and infinite love so that you remain strong, confident, and radiant. May peace and divine blessing be with you today, and always with infinite love from the angels who watch over you. Stay close to God until we meet again. Dear beautiful soul, this angel's message for you channel is a sacred spiritual home, created for faith, healing, and divine guidance. A place where hearts awaken and lives are gently transformed through divine messages. We warmly invite you to subscribe and stay connected, because the divine is always preparing something greater for your journey, something you are meant to receive in divine timing. If you feel moved to support this mission, you can sow your seed here for your soulmate blessings and divine love fulfillment. Your contribution is not just support. It is an energetic agreement with love, healing, and divine alignment in your own life. When you give with intention, it opens doors. Love flows more freely, happiness expands, and abundance multiplies in unexpected ways. Many believe that giving in faith activates a return of peace, joy, and emotional fulfillment in relationships and life. Whether it is $11, $22, $33, or $55, your generosity helps us continue spreading these divine messages of hope, healing, and soulmate guidance across the world. Every seed sown into this mission helps hearts heal, faith return, and souls reconnect with love. This is more than a channel. It is a movement of light, unity, and divine timing. Your support allows this sacred work to grow, touching lives that are searching for answers, comfort, and spiritual direction. We are all connected in this journey, and together we rise as one community under divine love. Let us open our hearts to the abundance that is already on its way. Amen.